Well, a pleasant good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome inside Wilson Gymnasium in Wilson, North Carolina, as it's the number 21 UNC Pembroke Braves, 5-1 on the season, 1-0 in Peach Belt Conference play on the road, the last non-conference game of the year for UNC Pembroke as they take on the Barton College Bulldogs, who are 5-4 on the season and 3-0 in Conference Carolina's play, a team that has won 3 consecutive games since, guess what, losing to the Braves back on November the 21st, which UNC Pembroke was able to win over Barton 94-88. The Braves had a 19-point halftime lead, but they had to try to put that game away later in the contest. Trevor Williams with you. Glad to have you with us inside Wilson Gymnasium on this Thursday night for that non-conference action. UNC Pembroke trying to improve to 6-1. They're moving up those co-sided D2 rankings at that number 21 spot. The Braves are receiving votes as well in the coaches poll. Gives them a chance to continue to build on their early season resume. A non-conference schedule that head coach Ben Miller says his guys take a lot of pride in. They want to be able to play some of the better teams in the country in the non-conference slate to help bolster that resume for a tournament run. Of course, this Braves team, a team that won the PBC tournament a year ago, made it into the NCAA tournament. And the team that knocked him out of the NCAA is the same team that kicked Barton out of its conference tournament in the Conference Carolinas, and that was the Limestone Saints. Both of these teams have a lot they feel they want to prove this year. For Barton, already trying to avenge that earlier loss to UNC Pembroke. You take a look at some of the players to watch on either side. It's pretty easy to tell on the side of Barton who they will be relying on. Jeff Gordon and Michael Boykin, a pair of really big guards for the Barton College Bulldogs and head coach Ron Levency. Gordon so far this season leading the team 14.2 points per game. He shot 5-11 from 3, and he has 5.1 rebounds per game to go alongside his 14.2 scoring average. Michael Boykin, who's the reigning Conference Carolinas Player of the Week and also last year's Conference Carolinas Freshman of the Year, he averages 14 points a game, just a tick on the radar behind Gordon, and he shoots very well. 31 of 36 from the free throw line. He was the first freshman of the year at Barton since Gerald Boston did it in 2009-2010. On the other side for UNC Pembroke, they're going to rely heavily on Nigel Grant, a 2017 All-PBC member, 16.8 points a game to pace the Braves. He's also one of the team's better rebounders at 6.8 boards per game. He's the team's first and only 20-point scorer this season. He's coming off a 22-point effort the last time the Braves played. That was at Young Harris December the 2nd. It's been a while since the Braves have been in live game action. They're excited to get back to it tonight against Barton College. Barton College's last game was against Emmanuel December the 9th. Not quite as long ago, just 5 days back, in which they won 95-78. 3 players who scored in double figures in that game. It's 51-31 halftime lead, and Barton College ran away with it. The Braves, they erased a 9-point halftime deficit their last time out at Young Harris to win it 80-71. That improved them to 5-1 on the season. It's been a good road season so far as well for the Braves. They're trying to pick up another one against Barton, a team that beat them here in Wilson a season ago. We're going to step aside. They'll go through the anthem and the lineups here. We'll come back and give you the starting fives on the floor for both sides, and it's away with non-conference basketball tonight. UNC Pembroke, the Braves, up against the Barton College Bulldogs next here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. Hashtag Brave Nation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Welcome back inside Wilson Gymnasium. Trevor Williams with you as the UNC Pembroke Braves, number 21 team in the country. They take on Barton College. The Bulldogs were 5-4 on the year. The Braves are 5-1. They are ranked in that D2 side of poll. Receiving votes in the NABC coaches poll in the starting 5 for the Braves looks like this: Brandon Watts, David Strother, they will be the starting guards along with Tyrell Kirk. Then it's Nigel Grant and Akia Pruitt to round it out at the forwards for head coach Ben Miller, who's in his 10th season, 156 career wins at UNCP, 13 wins away from the school's all-time wins record. On the other side for Barton College and head coach Ron Levency, he has Matt Woods and Michael Boykin along with Jeff Gordon at the guard positions. Then it's Bobby Stenborg and Isaiah Buck Lohman as the forwards for Barton College. So starting 5s for both sides. They're going to tip it off in just a moment. We'll be back right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
So where does the money go? Almost all NCAA revenue supports 90 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that award $2.9 billion in scholarships each year. The NCAA creates a pathway to opportunity for nearly 500,000 student athletes by prioritizing academics, well-being, and fairness. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
Welcome back inside Wilson Gymnasium. Just about ready to tip it off. Trevor Williams with you for UNCP basketball. Isaiah Buck Lohman across from Akia Pruitt in the center circle. Going left to right is Barton College. Going right to left, UNC Pembroke. The Braves in black, Barton College in white. Our officials ready to tip it up this evening as we are underway. Alex Brunell, Jared Pennington, Dave Davis, the officials. The Braves win the tip into the backcourt to our right side, and they'll work it up right to left into the front court. UNC Pembroke's about ready to get it set. They go through the right wing with Akia Pruitt, is directing traffic up top and goes to Brandon Watts. Straight away, long ways from the basket. 20 seconds off that shot clock are gone for the Braves. Watts cycles it over right of circle on the wing, puts it on the deck, tries to drive free throw line. Fadeaway jumper for Brandon Watts, and he got it to start it for the Braves here in the first half. 2 points for Brandon Watts. 19-28, the Braves make good on their first shot attempt of the night. Up the floor, Barton College to our left side with the basketball is Michael Boykin. Goes over to the right side with Buck Lohman, driving the lane, tries to roll it up with a left hand, can't get it there. Grant pulls down the board, throws now to Kirk near side. He runs with a head up and a hip high dribble left side, gives it back to Nigel Grant, the trailer at the top of the key. Around through David Strother at the right wing, over in towards the corner with Brandon Watts, down to the right block with Grant. Muscles up in between two defenders, uses the glass and puts it in for two. And the Braves up to a quick 4-0 advantage. They forced a miss on the first possession for Buck Lohman. Woods has the basketball, right wing goes up top with the forward Buck Lohman. He throws underneath to Boykin, got behind Akia Pruitt near the baseline, gives it on over to Stenborg. He's fouled on his way up, gets the basket from the right block and a chance for a three-point play. That's the first foul of the game. It goes against David Strother. So Bobby Stenborg, the junior, with a chance to make it a three-point play for Barton College. And that free throw is off the back end of the iron. Tips out. Michael Boykin able to get his paws on it at the free throw line. Barton College will retain. It was tipped to him by Buck Lohman over to Woods on the right wing. Cycles around the perimeter through Gordon into the corner with Stenborg. Back out to the right wing. Boykin puts it on the dribble, goes driving, and Akia Pruitt slaps it down to the floor from the right side of the basket. It goes out of bounds. It's going to stay with Barton. The Braves pleading, saying that it was off the foot of Buck Lohman. They will not get the call from the officials. That block by Akia Pruitt comes as no surprise. 5th in the nation, 3.17 blocks per game, gets his first. 18:29 to go in the first half. UNCP leads 4-2. On the drive, Gordon stops at the left elbow, puts it up for 2. And Jeff Gordon, no, not the race car driver, the guard out of Woodbridge, Virginia for Barton College, draws it even here early in the first half. 4-all with 18:15 to go in the first half. David Struther gives it over on the right side to Tyrell Kirk, who fakes down to the baseline, instead goes up top with Watts. Into the left corner with Struther, down to the baseline. Grant tries to slice his way in between 2 defenders, puts it on the floor, into the lane. The ball's loose, everybody's crashing down to the floor, and hands are tied up everywhere like a pretzel in the key. It's a jump ball, and possession will be going to Barton College. Braves won the opening tip. Barton, after the first couple buckets for UNC Pembroke, to get the basketball right on back and a chance to go for a lead. Barton in white uniforms, blue lettering across the chest, blue numbering front and back, and blue piping straight down the sides. The jerseys are a little reminiscent of what the Duke Blue Devils wear from not too far down the road. In Durham, over to the right side, just right of circle. A three-pointer missed by Buck Lohman, the forward. Struther pulls down the rebound, takes it the other way, dribbles behind the back with a head of steam, pulls it back out towards top of the three-point line. It's over the left wing with Watts, up top with Pruitt. Feeds it on a bounce pass down into Grant, center of the lane. It's tipped out by Gordon out the end line. The Braves will retain possession. 16 to shoot and 17:33 left in our opening half. 4-4 the early score. Braves have made their first 2 buckets from the floor. They've turned it over once in these opening possessions. Kirk, right of circle, goes back up top with Watts, fakes a jab step, holds it just left of circle behind the three-point line. 5 to shoot, dribbles between the legs, step back, crossover at the left wing, a three-point try, hits corner of the iron, and it's pulled in by the guard Boykin. The sophomore with the board, averages 14 per game, goes quickly the other direction, feeds left corner with Woods, drives, bounces it to Buck Lohman towards the baseline. Grant trying to cut him off. As he slides to his left side towards the baseline, he'll pick up a blocking foul. Nigel Grant's first personal. The ball will be on the baseline for Barton College to our right. Near side baseline at the base of the Braves bench. Standing up is Ben Miller in his 10th season. We mentioned 13 wins away from the all-time coaching wins record at UNC Pembroke. So the bounce comes into the near side with Boykin, tries to drive on Brandon Watts, denies him there. Braves play man-to-man early. They switch it on the right wing as Buck Lohman goes to work, spinning on the block. Watts defending him. Shot is too strong off the iron. It was a leaner with a left hand. Pulled in by Kirk, goes the other way quickly, gives it to Pruitt. The other direction, slams it with a right hand over Buck Lohman, and he's fouled for a chance at a three-point play. What a find by Tyrell Kirk in transition, and Akia Pruitt. The ferocity to the rack. His first bucket is 6-4. Braves lead with 16:51 to go in the first half. A free throw for Pruitt, make it a three-point game. And that free throw is up and good. Mark that for Akia Pruitt. 3 points for the sophomore out of Winston-Salem. 7-4 Braves. Almost 3.5 minutes gone. Buck Lohman, the forward, has the basketball. Defended by Pruitt to the left of the circle. Goes up top with Boykin. Slings it off his left side over for Stenborg. Tries to drive and back it out from 8 feet. Hits back into the iron. He'll take a soft touch off front. Brandon Watts able to grab the rebound. Bounces it out to the far side with Struther. Racing right to left towards the corner. Picked up by Boykin. Sees Kirk all alone left wing. A late recovery to get to Kirk, and he hoists up a 3 for the Braves. And Tyrell Kirk, after the pretty pass, makes it a 10-4 Braves advantage. The other direction quickly for Barton, and they throw it to Buck Lohman on the right wing. He misses a triple. It's tapped out by Struther, and he'll stay on the end line with Barton. Pace picking up now in this first half. The Braves by 6, 10-4, 16-13 to go in the opening half. Couple subs in for Barton College as they bring in Zach Grant along with Blake Burdak. Buck Lohman takes a seat as he inbounds, goes in to Bobby Stenborg on the right block. He sealed off Nigel Grant, laid it in with the right hand. 4 points for Stenborg, 10-6 our score. The other who took a seat for Barton was Matt Woods. Tyrell Kirk on the dribble, slings it down the left block. Pruitt skies up with 2 hands, this time over the top of Blake Burdak. And Akia Pruitt has 5 points on 2 dunks and an and one. 15:48 to go in the first half, 12-6. Braves have it doubled up early. Highlight dunks early from Akia Pruitt, using all of his 6'7" frame. Gordon off the left wing, gives it to Boynton up high, drives around Strother towards the baseline. Watts with a block. Pruitt trying to block a follow attempt by Blake Burdak, and he can't get his hand to it. Burdak laying it in with a left hand. 12-8, the Braves lead. 15:26 left in the half. Strother bounces at baseline towards Grant. He's double teamed over there by Stemborg and Burdak. Comes back around to left wing, near side corner. Watts puts it on the deck, drives into the lane. Runner the other direction, backing out a fadeaway. The two won't go. Rattles out. Pruitt pulls down offensive rebound. Puts it back up for the Braves, adjusting in the lane. And from 5 feet, Akia Pruitt is money. 7 points for Pruitt and a 14-8 UNCP lead. Dribbling behind the back up the floor left to right as Grant tries to drive on Kirk. Little off balance from 8 feet. A runner to the right side of the lane won't go. Pruitt has the rebound, throws it up floor towards Watts, nearly taken away by Stemborg. Watts able to recontrol the right wing, gets a handoff back on from Pruitt. Bounces at baseline for Grant, beats a man there, steps inside. Braves happy to work from close, and this time Grant uses the glass from about 7 feet out to make it a 4-point effort so far for him this evening. 16-8 Braves and 14:35 to go in the first half. Out of the left wing, Gordon goes to the far side corner with Bobby Stemborg. Comes back to the left wing with Zach Grant, trying to drive around Kirk towards the lane, kicks it out to Gordon on the near side corner, puts up a 3 over Brandon Watts. It hits a long iron. Tyrell Kirk, strong hands for the rebound. Braves shooting 77.8% out of the gates. That's 7 of 9 from the floor. Grant, the trailer, wants a straightaway 3, steps into it, rattled halfway in, rolled on out. Boynton able to collect the board. Dribbles behind the back, left to right, straight down the lane, trying to go coast to coast. Strother pokes it free towards the end line. It's off David Strother as he came in behind Boynton, and that will take us to our first media timeout. What a shooting effort to start for the Braves. 7 of 10 from the floor at 70%, and Akia Pruitt bringing the house down with a couple slams. It's 16-8 UNCP, 14:06 left in the first half. We'll be back right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Well, what a start for UNC Pembroke, a 16-8 lead out of the gates. Trevor Williams with you from Wilson Gymnasium in Wilson, North Carolina, as it's number 21 UNCP 16 and Barton 8 at the 14:06 mark of the first half. The Braves breaking their 5 on the floor with Brandon Watts, Micah Kinsey, Nigel Grant, Tyrell Kirk, and a new addition, Javion Hicks, a sophomore from Cary. Back into the game for Barton is Bobby Stemborg. He's joined by Michael Boynton, Zach Grant. The other two on the floor are Blake Burdak, as well as a new check-in, Jake Kakar. It's a foul off the ball, a hold towards the left wing. There's a whistled against the new check-in for the Braves, Javion Hicks, his first personal, third team foul against UNCP. Baseline inbound to our right side, far side, 14:02 to go in this first half. It goes into Stemborg around the elbow, fakes a handoff, tries to drive the rack. Javion Hicks able to adjust the shot, forces a miss from point blank, grabs the rebound, gives it to Micah Kinsey. Rolls quickly up the floor, bouncing a pass towards the left wing with Tyrell Kirk. Thought about going up to the top of the perimeter. Instead, fired a 3 from the left wing, missed that. Nigel Grant trying to poke it free out of the hands of Grant, who's on the rebound, coming quickly the other way, and he double dribbles, losing the handle on it with a right hand near the top of the key. As soon as he threw that left paw on it, the official's right on top of it. Maybe a turnover back to UNC Pembroke. Bobby Stemborg heads off, and Isaiah Buck-Lohman back on for Barton. 16-8, UNCP leading with 13:36 to go in the first half. Micah Kinsey has the basketball on a left-handed dribble right up over his left pocket across the timeline right to left. Looks to his right side, goes to Brandon Watts, waiting at the table to check in, the game's leading scorer, Akia Pruitt, who has 7. Kinsey drives free throw line, kicks to Watts at the right wing, gets it on back left to circle, puts it on the floor, drives baseline, gives back to Grant, left elbow, shot fake, puts it back up on a second try, missed it long iron, pulled down by Kinsey to the right wing with Brandon Watts, and his three-pointer is off the mark. Rebound for Buck-Lohman, outlet far side with Grant. It goes quickly down the floor to the left wing with Kakar. and back out top to Zach Grant. On the dribble to his right side, hands off with Boykin, drives the lane, adjusts in air, making a slight lean to his right side and then using the glass for two. First points for Boykin, who averages 14 per. It's 16-10 UNCP with 12:49 to go in the first half. Brandon Watts has the basketball over on the right wing, looking down low, a no-look pass into the right corner. The new check-in for the Braves, Jamal Bryant. Comes back up top with Kinsey, left of circle, goes over to Watts just to the right side. Handoff with Kinsey, top of the circle, driving baseline, looking around, bounces it on the ground, tries to cross over to the baseline, finds Bryant in the near side corner, hoists up a three. It's a little too long. To the hands of Michael Boykin, the guard, able to rebound it and run the other direction. Throws it out to Kakar, left wing, gets it on back up top. Comes to Grant near side, trying to throw it up over the top of Kinsey. The three-point shot not falling for Barton early. A rebound for Hicks that comes right on back to Kinsey. The three-point looks early on for Barton. They are 0 of 3 as Grant gets the basketball up top on a pass from Kinsey, and he walked before he was able to put the basketball on the deck. So the travel and the turnover. Grant will take a seat. Pruitt comes in for him, and David Strother comes in for Brandon Watts. Barton will take off Grant and Burdak. They bring back Matt Woods, along with a new check-in, Chris Cook. Up at the top with the basketball is Buck Lohman. Comes over the near side with Boykin. Up top through Cook, over the left wing, Woods. Boykin has it back straight away. Trying to drive towards the baseline. Around Javion Hicks with a quick step and a left-handed lay-in for Michael Boykin. It's a 16-12 UNCP lead. A little 4-0 burst out the last media timeout for Barton. We're into another media timeout zone. 11:40 to go in the first half. Kinsey has it on the right wing, stops his dribble, looks down low, thought about a two-handed pass underneath, went to Bryant on the left wing instead. Kinsey gets it back up top, goes to Strother, right wing, bouncing to his right side, methodically heading back to his left at the free throw line, has it popped free by Woods into the hands of Boykin. Boykin dribbling behind the back to avoid Bryant, swings it with the right hand down in towards the baseline. It's out in front of Kakar, and a turnover to send it back to the Braves. 11:22 to go in the half, and that should have been a media timeout. Our officials here missed it. Braves will take it in the front court anyways. Bryant has it on the right wing, gets a high screen from Hicks, drives to the left off that screen. It comes around to the left block with Pruitt. He's double teamed, tries to throw it out. It was pestered by Buck Lohman and bapped out into the hands of Michael Boykin. Towards the left wing he has it, goes up top with Woods, over to Buck Lohman on the right wing, tries to drive on Pruitt, fadeaway jumper. Pruitt has a hand right in his face. Tough shot off the back end of the iron. Down it comes to Micah Kinsey. Quickly the direction to Bryant, left wing in transition. The Braves, they pull up for an 18-footer from Bryant. That hits front iron, and it's wrestled away by Jake Kakar on the rebound. 10:42 to go in the half, 16-12 UNCP. Braves started at 7-9 from the floor. They've missed their last 5. 7 of 14 for 50%, and a pass goes towards the left corner with Kakar, and he travels, taken off before he could put the basketball down. A sub in for Barton. Jeff Gordon enters the game for Michael Boykin. 10:35 left in the first half, 16-12, UNC Pembroke leading. With the basketball, Strother dribbling right to left, breaks it to the near side with Micah Kinsey. Hasn't put it on the ground yet, does with the dribble, goes back to the right wing with Strother, defended by Woods, loses the handle on a crossover dribble. It's last touch by Kakar, tries to dive to it along the far side. Braves will keep the basketball with 10:21 to go in the half, leading by 4. Bryant throws it right on into Strother, goes back to Bryant on the right wing, now a handoff to the near side. Strother looking around, seeing what he got. Pruitt comes in for a screen, rolling off at Strother towards the right elbow, missed it too. Braves trying to fight for an offensive rebound. They do with Jamal Bryant, and he's fouled on a putback right on top of the right block. The free throw's coming for the Braves, and that foul against Chris Cook. That is the second foul against Barton on this evening. Jamal Bryant at the line for 2, 7-9 at the free throw line so far this year for UNC Pembroke. And the free throw for Bryant hits front iron before tapping glass and falling back on in. The first point for the freshman from Florence, South Carolina, 17-12, UNC Pembroke leading. Mentioned they started 7 of 9 from the floor and missed their last 7, but a pair at the free throw line for Jamal Bryant and the Braves. So it's up to an 18-12 lead. Largest for UNCP was 8 when it was 16-8. They've got a little 2-2-1 full court pressure. Barton breaks it side to side, going back and forth near and far side with Matt Woods and Jeff Gordon respectively. Woods throws at the top of the lane with Buck Lohman, sets his feet just outside of the free throw line, and he cans a deep 2. It's Isaiah Buck Lohman, his first bucket, 2 points for the sophomore from Woodridge, Virginia, coming off a double-double, 18 points, 12 rebounds against Emmanuel. 18-14 Braves, 9:37 left in the half. Kinsey up top with the basketball, tried to roll a high screen with Pruitt, stopped his dribble, gets it back after going to the left wing with Bryant, bounces it down into the paint towards Javion Hicks, trying to wrestle the basketball away is Cook, and he forces a tie-up, a jump ball that has the arrow going to UNC Pembroke. That will take us to a media timeout on the floor. With 9:28 left in the first half, it's the Braves 18, the Barton Bulldogs 14. We'll see what UNCP has out of this timeout. A rough stretch from the floor right now over their last 7. So the Braves break it right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. #BraveNation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools, for nearly 500,000 student athletes, college sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
18-14 the score, UNC Pembroke leading Barton College. Trevor Williams with you on the UNCP Sports Network. 9:28 left to go in the first half. Braves have the basketball to our near side baseline over to the left. A throw-in's attempted to Pruitt on the left wing from Micah Kinsey, nearly taken away by Matt Woods. Falls back into the hands of Kinsey, and up top to the Braves it goes. Only 5 to shoot for Struther. Goes to the right wing with Watts. Setting up for an NBA range 3. Brandon Watts a little long. A follow by Kinsey. Skies up to get a board, and he's fouled on his way towards the basket trying for a putback. And it goes against Chris Cook, his second personal. They'll say no shot attempt for Kinsey, so it goes under the basketball for the, or under the basket, I should say, for the Braves to the near side. Micah Kinsey to inbound. The same setup we had out of the media timeout. Barton brings back Blake Burdak as well as Michael Boykin taking a seat. Chris Cook with his second foul. And now also off the floor, Jake Kakar. Braves have Kinsey along with Grant Pruitt, Watts, and Struther. Watts gets an inbound on the right block, bodies it up against Blake Burdak, and Burdak called for a foul. That'll be 2 free throws for Brandon Watts. It's now 4 fouls against Barton this first half. 2 shots for Brandon Watts, the senior from Wesley Chapel, North Carolina, and he misses the first of 2. All Peach Belt Conference last season. He had made 4 of his last 5 three-point attempts coming into this game. Missed one just a possession ago and is 0 of 3 to start from distance for the Braves. Misses both free throws as well. 18-14 UNCP with the basketball. Barton down to our right sides. They clear it in towards the wing with Buck Lohman. Around the perimeter it goes over to the side with Boykin. Hands off with Woods. Comes right back to Boykin at the free throw line. It's tipped by Kinsey on a 3-point shot. He gets credit for the block. Pruitt the other way gets the basketball, puts on the floor, goes to the corner with Struther. Tough transition 3, missed it. Kinsey, an offensive rebound. Towards the far side baseline, goes back to Watts, right wing, sets up for a 3-point try off right iron. Pruitt, an offensive board. Another try for the Braves. In the lane, Pruitt misses with a left hand from 5 feet. 3 tries on that possession for the Braves. Started 7 of 9 and are now 7 of 17. 41% shooting after the early 78% clip. Boykin has it on a bounce pass towards the right block, tries to throw it up over Watts, missed the shot, offensive board, pulled in by Buck Lohman. Boykin getting it back towards the point, nearly had it taken from behind by Struther. Goes to the right wing, over with the help of Gordon, back through Boykin up top and over to the left side with Woods. From 30 feet from the basket, he drives towards the top of the key from the left side, hands it off with Gordon, little out of control in the lane. Watts slaps it to the floor, into the hands of Pruitt along our near side. Throws the outlet across the lane, back to Brandon Watts. He's running coast to coast the other direction towards the right wing. Gives it to Struther, over into the corner with Kinsey, back to Struther, up top with Watts. He drives, slices around a man, Euro step with a left hand, misses the lay-in, and Barton the rebound for Blake Burdak. Tough shooting continues for the Braves. It's going to mark down to 7 of 21. That last flurry of shots just making it in to the stat sheet. From the right elbow, it's a missed shot by Isaiah Buck Lohman. Lower scoring affair than these teams have been used to of late. Akia Pruitt has a right block, other side, triple teamed, up off the glass, missed the shot. Burdak had his rebound pop free, but into the hands of Gordon. Slings it back to our left side for his guard, Matt Woods, puts his hands towards the floor, asking his guys to settle down. 7:20 to go in the first half, 18-14, UNC Pembroke leading. Off the right wing, Boykin tries an overhead pass down to the baseline with Jeff Gordon, but it's over his head and out of play. The Braves will take the basketball back. Burdak off the floor, as is Woods. Zach Grant back for Barton along with Bobby Stenborg. Braves will counter by bringing back in Javion Hicks, and Akia Pruitt gets a breather. Pruitt started with 7 early for the Braves. He's still stuck there at 7, the game's leading scorer. 4 points for Nigel Grant, 4 each for Michael Boykin and Bobby Stenborg on the other side. Brandon Watts struggling at 1 for 7 from the floor early on. See if he's able to lift the lid off the basket. Over the left side, Kinsey has it at the wing, bounces it down towards the feet of Grant. It's a kicked ball off the foot of Boykin. Braves will have it baseline, 16 to shoot, 7:02 left in the first half. UNC Pembroke leading by 4 points. Beat Barton earlier this year, 94-88 in Pembroke. These teams have gone home and away the last couple of years in non-conference action. Last non-conference game of the year for the Braves. Goes up top to Nigel Grant on the inbound. Off his left side towards Watts. 15 to shoot. Over to Kinsey on the right wing. Back through Watts to the near side wing with Kirk. Not a shot there. Stays on the perimeter with Watts. Over to the far side corner with Kinsey. Steps in, adjusts around a man. Tries to throw up a shot from 16, and he's fouled on the follow-through as Jeff Gordon just clipped him on the hand. So Gordon committing the foul, his first personal, 5th team foul against Barton. 2 shots for Micah Kinsey, the sophomore from Atlanta. Averages 7.5 a game, 2nd in the Peach Belt Conference in steals. He makes his first free throw. 19-14, UNC Pembroke. The Braves started 7 of 9, have not hit a shot from the floor since. That was way back at the 14-minute mark. Second free throw good for Kinsey. We're now at 6:45 to go in the half, but the Braves still hanging on because they've held Barton to 30% shooting. None of the shots coming from beyond the arc so far for the Bulldogs. Bounce it behind the back on the right side with Stenborg. Tries to drive baseline. Hicks cuts it off, forces Stenborg back inside. Grant nearly gets to a pass into the lane right in the center of the key for Buck Lohman, and he's able to hang it up with the right hand for 2. 4 for Buck Lohman. Braves, they're running it out off the miss. Down the other direction to our left. Up by 4, 20-16. Just over 6 minutes in the half. Right wing, Kinsey with the basketball. Gets a high screen from Hicks. Tries to roll to the left side. Comes to left wing for Tyrell Kirk. Open 3-point shot off the back end of the iron. And a rebound pulled in by Zach Grant. Turns around, wields it the other way. Lots of guards rebounding early for Barton. A handoff with Gordon at the free throw line. Stops and pops for 2. And Jeff Gordon has 4. It's now a 2-point game at 20-18. Braves cherry pick the other way with Nigel Grant. Stenborg gets a hand on it the other way as he's flying in from behind, but he also caught a piece of the arm of Grant. So free throws coming for Nigel Grant. As Bobby Stenborg picks up the foul, the junior from Garner. 6 fouls now against Barton. The only with 2 is Chris Cook. It's 1 each for Gordon, Buck, Lohman, Burdak, and now Stenborg as well. First free throw missed by Nigel Grant. Braves bring back Akia Pruitt for Javion Hicks. Blake Burdak returns for Barton in place of Isaiah Buck Lohman. Here comes the second free throw for Nigel Grant. 2-point Braves lead with 5:55 to go in the first half. That's also off the mark, but Micah Kinsey comes running in from behind the 3-point line to the near side baseline for an offensive rebound. Tries to drive baseline, put it up for 2. Misses that shot, and then fouls a man on the would-be rebound. So Micah Kinsey will pick up his first foul. Grant's missed a pair at the line, as has Brandon Watts now. So the Braves have started off just 5 of 9 free throw shooting. Lead by 2 with 5:48 to go in the first half. They haven't made a shot from the field since before the first media timeout. Up the fourth, the basketball off his left side is Grant. Looking over towards Boykin, instead offers to the right side with Gordon. Braves still in a man-to-man defense. It flies into the post towards the left block for Burdak. Tries to adjust up with the left hand, missed the shot. Grant trying to fight for the rebound, couldn't quite get to it. The other way, the Braves quickly with Kinsey up the floor. 4 all around him. A trailer behind Grant, doesn't offer a 3 from the top. Instead gives to Watts left wing. Drives all the way to the rack and able to just put it up with a right hand. Brandon Watts with 4 points, and the senior decides to take it inside after missing some threes early. 22-18 Braves, and that broke the dry spell from the floor that totaled nearly 10 minutes for UNC Pembroke. 4-point Braves lead. Zach Grant handing it off right wing with Boykin. Tries to drive around into the lane. Braves cut it off. Grant forcing him out towards the baseline. Nakia Pruitt puts his hands up and pops it out of play on a pass intended for Bobby Stenborg at the baseline. That will take us to a media timeout. 22-18, UNC Pembroke on top of Barton with 4:56 left to go in the first half. We come back with more non-conference basketball action, the D2 level after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Attention Brave fans, alumni, and parents. Be sure to visit our official UNCP Braves Athletics online store at shopuncpbraves.com. The interactive website features more than 1,100 products, from exclusive sideline apparel to pet supplies and championship gear. Shop UNCPbraves.com today.
4:56 remaining in the first half, 22-18. UNC Pembroke leading. Trevor Williams with you. Barton has it near side baseline over down to our right. The throw goes up towards the midcourt to the nearest side of us at the scores table. Boykin just keeps his toes in bounds. Gives to Gordon, left elbow, slices underneath the defender, tries to rise up with a finger roll, and he missed it short. He was too far away from the basket, couldn't calculate it. Pruitt, a trailer at the top of the lane, offers it over into the right corner for Brandon Watts, and finally a 3 for Brandon Watts. 7 points for the senior and a 25-18 Braves lead. He's had the last 2 makes from the floor after an awful cold spell for the Braves. To the left wing with the basketball, Zach Grant on the dribble, defended by Kirk. Nearly taking a pass away at the top of the lane as Kinsey slides, loses his feet. Gordon gets it back on the right wing. That's the first 3-pointer for Barton. Jeff Gordon with 7 points. Ties up the game's leading scorers, Nakia Pruitt and Brandon Watts on the other side for UNC Pembroke. Now 1 of 5 Barton from beyond the arc. 24-21 Braves, just about 4 minutes left. Near side corner, Tyrell Kirk, a wide open 2-point shot, had his feet straddling the 3-point line, missed it. It's down into the hands of Burdak, up to Grant. He flies the other way, around a high screen from Burdak, tries to drive baseline. Kinsey, good defense in transition, but a better play by Grant, able to toss it up over Kinsey for 2, and the first points for Grant. 25-23 Braves, lead by 2. Brandon Watts has it right wing, looking underneath, finds Nakia Pruitt, and a flush with 2 hands for Nakia Pruitt. Give him 3 drunks in the game now, and 9 points for Nakia. 27-23 Braves. Over on the right wing, Michael Boykin with the basketball. Up top to Bobby Stenborg. Looking back to Boykin, right wing, goes towards the baseline. Kinsey lost his footing. The shot by Boykin, a little too long. Bounces off iron, down to Tyrell Kirk. He runs with 4 on his sides, all the way up the floor, down to our left side. Towards the right wing, it goes with Brandon Watts into the baseline with Nakia Pruitt. Offers it back up top to Kirk. Open 3, pass it up. The Braves continue to pass around the perimeter all the way back to the baseline with Grant. Now up top with Kirk. His 3-pointer rattled halfway home. Back out. Brandon Watts crawls an offensive rebound. He puts it back up off glass for 2. And Brandon Watts with 9 points. One of the best offensive rebounding teams in the country, UNC Pembroke. 11th in the nation with 15 O boards on the year. They have 9. And they're out rebounding Barton 24-18 right now. 29-23 Braves, 2:45 to go in the half. It's a quick game with Boykin having the basketball up top, driving left side, tries to throw over Nigel Grant. He missed the shot completely. A putback by Burdak on the right block is there for 2. Blake Burdak has 4. 29-25 Braves. The up and down pace continues with Kirk motoring the other direction down to our left, and Brandon Watts steps on the near side sideline just to our left on the pass from Tyrell Kirk. So that'll be a turnover back to Barton. Just the 5th turnover against UNC Pembroke, 4 by Barton. Barton, the best in the Conference Carolinas at limiting turnovers. They average just 8 a game. Been right about on pace with that in this first half with just over 2 minutes to go, trailing by 4. Braves trying to get to 6-1 to start this year. Receiving votes, the NABC coaches poll. So it goes up top through Bobby Stenborg. A handoff back with Grant just left his circle. He's now between the circles, the midcourt range, towards the left side with Boykin, driving it in. It's poked out by Struther, right into the hands of Grant on the right wing, and he splashes a 3. Unfortunate bounce for the Braves. They nearly took it away. It bounced right to Grant, 29-28. UNC Pembroke by 1. David Struther with the basketball and a hip-high dribble to his right side, just right of circle. Goes to Kirk, left wing. Feeds Grant down towards the baseline, left block. Kick up top for David Struther, and he takes an open three and drains it. The freshman from Lumberton makes it a 4-point Braves lead, 32-28 with $1:40 to go in the first half. Zach Grant left to right, crossing and weaving towards the far sideline, now back near. Towards the top with Gordon. It's given to Buck Lowen. Tries to put it on the floor. Struther almost pokes it away for a steal. Into the hands of Boykin. 10 to shoot. Over to left wing with Gordon. Tries to drive on Watts. Coming over to help his Struther, and a foul called against the Braves. They can't believe it. They thought they had that hedged off the foul against Brandon Watts. Will be Watts' first personal. 4-point lead for UNC Pembroke at 32-28. 1:22 left in the half. Zach Grant will inbound from the baseline. Where the Braves led by 18 the first time these two teams met this year, back early in non-conference action. Barton whittled it down late. Up top, Jeff Gordon has a three, wide open, bounced on the iron a couple times, came down into the hands of Grant Pruitt. They're both fighting for the basketball to see who will get the rebound stat. Pruitt emerged with it, gave it to Tyrell Kirk on the right wing. Up top with Grant. Has to jump to get to the pass. Nearly lost on the floor. Kirk able to gain it back near the timeline. Splits two defenders. Runs to the baseline. Drops it to Pruitt, and he flushes with two hands. Nearly up into the ceiling on his jam. And it's a 34-28 UNC Pembroke lead. Pruitt with 11 into double figures, and what ball control by Tyrell Kirk to split the defense right down the lane and drop it off to his teammate. 4 dunks in the first half for Pruitt. Behind the back pass by Grant over the left wing for Buck Lohman, but he missed the three. Into Pruitt for the rebound. Given to the near side with David Struther. Pruitt, by the way, after that last board, has 11 points, 5 rebounds. Up top, Struther with the basketball, left side to Grant. Watts along the near side, stepped on the sideline once again. And that's twice that he has stepped on that boundary right in front of the Barton bench. 33 8/10 left in the opening half. Braves lead by 6. They should take a lead into the locker room. This could be last offensive possession for Barton to the half. With the basketball off his left side is Zach Grant. Flings it to the near side wing with Gordon down towards the baseline. Buck Lohman trying to enter towards the right block, taken away by Watts. Throws it ahead to Struther. All alone the other way. Grant almost fouled him. A trailer Pruitt wide open, wouldn't you know, for a two-hand slam. 13 points for Akia Pruitt. Nice find by David Struther. Braves by 8 with 5 ticks left in the half. The other way quickly. Boykin in the lane, tried to finger roll it. Missed his own shot. Grabbed his miss, threw it back into the bucket. Ben Miller is furious. He wanted a double dribble. As that man going into the lane, Michael Boykin, threw it to himself, which of course you can't do to gain possession of the ball. And it's 36-30 at the half with that shot falling just before time expired. And Ben Miller is hot right at the timeline, talking to all 3 officials as he cannot believe what he saw in that spot. Certainly the coach was right. Boykin lost control of the basketball, threw it to himself, and it should have been a travel with no bucket before the break, but Barton will take the points, and it is 36-30 after our opening 20 minutes of play. What a finish down the stretch in the half. 5 dunks for Akia Pruitt in the opening stanza. 13 points, 5 rebounds for the big man. How about the guard, Micah Kinsey, with 6 rebounds of his own, and then Tyrell Kirk doing what he's done so well already this year with 3 assists in that first half. 36-30 Braves. We're going to step aside. That's just a little taste of the stats we have to come to you at the break, where the Braves lead it right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor. It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
Not sure if you caught your breath yet as we head to the half. Number 21, UNC Pembroke over Barton College 36-30 at the break. Trevor Williams with you from inside Wilson Gymnasium. And if you missed the first half, there was a little bit of everything. The Braves started off 7 of 9 from the floor. That was 78% at the start. A big part of it is a few early dunks for Akia Pruitt, who finishes with 5 slams in the opening half. He's also the game's leader in scoring with 13 points. But after a 7-9 start from the floor, the Braves went ice cold. They shot 3 of 13 from 3 at the end of the half. The good news, Barton College only converted 2 of 8. 5 of 9 at the free throw line for the Braves, only 55%. They came back to shoot 14 of 20, or make it 7 of 24 rather, down the stretch in that first half after the 7 of 9 start from the floor. For Barton, 14 of 37, that's a hair under 38%. They have struggled offensively. This is the lowest shooting percentage for Barton so far this season. And then we mentioned that 2 of 8 3-point mark. They are 0 for 1 at the charity stripe. Take a look at the team comparisons. Neither side has turned the basketball over a lot. It's just been missed shots. 6 turnovers for UNC Pembroke and 5 for Barton. Points off turnovers, 6 for the Braves and 5 for the Bulldogs. 25-20, the rebounding advantage for UNC Pembroke. We mentioned how well they've done on the offensive glass. 8 offensive rebounds to go alongside 17 defensive boards. Assists about even. Blocks, all Braves, 4-0 for one of the best blocking teams in the country. Steals, 3-1 in favor of Barton. The fouls were just about even in that first half. Neither side got into the bonus. Pretty clean game. Either way you look at it, 9-4, the Barton bench outscoring the UNC Pembroke bench with second chance points in the Bulldogs' favor at 10-6. Mentioned Akia Pruitt is the game's leading scorer, 6 of 8 from the floor. 5 of those 6 makes have been right into the basket, quite literally. Two-handed flushes on 4 of the 5 and 1 one-hander for Akia Pruitt, who also checked in with 5 rebounds and a free throw for that 13-point outburst in the opening half. Brandon Watts had 9 in the first half. He went 4-10 from the floor, including 1 3-pointer on 5 tries, did miss 2 at the free throw line and had 2 rebounds. 4 points for Nigel Grant alongside 4 rebounds. He went 2 of 4 from the floor, 0 of 1 from 3. David Struther, his only make in the first half was a 3-pointer on 1 of 3 shooting. Grabbed 2 rebounds, had an assist as well. 3 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists for Tyrell Kirk on 1 of 5 shooting in the first half. Micah Kinsey went 0 of 1, but the guard did his work on the glass. The leading rebounder for the Braves after the first half of play was 6. He has 2 points as well. Jamal Bryant with 2 points, 1 rebound. Both his points at the free throw line. He was 0-2 from the floor. Javion Hicks came in with 2 rebounds, did not have a shot attempt in that first half of play. The other side for Barton, their leading scorer, Jeff Gordon, was 7. He has 2 rebounds as well, went 3-7 from the floor, has one of the team's 2 3-pointers. Zach Grant has the other of the 2 with 5 points on 2 of 4 shooting, 2 rebounds and an assist. 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 points for Michael Boykin, the sophomore. He's 3 of 10 from the floor. Then it's 4 points each for Bobby Stenborg, Blake Burdak, and Isaiah Buck-Lohman. Each have made 2 shots. Buck-Lohman struggling from the field, though, 2 of 9 and 0 of 3 from 3. 5 rebounds among that trio for Blake Burdak and 2 for Isaiah Buck-Lohman. Then it's Matt Woods, Jake Kakar, and Chris Cook, all scoreless in that opening half. Cook did have 2 fouls in the first half, and it was 1 rebound for Jake Kakar. That's the only player with 2 fouls, Chris Cook. Everyone else is clean. We mentioned neither side got to the bonus in that first half. It's a very clean game. Both sides trying to clean up the shooting a bit into the second half of play. Last time these 2 sides met, the Braves led by 18 at the half. This time it's a 6-point advantage at 36-30. UNC Pembroke and Barton, they are taking each other on the final non-conference game of the year for the Braves. So they get ready for that PBC play. We'll see if they can hang on to the 6-point lead. We'll take a break. We'll come back, set you up for the second half of action. It's right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
So where does the money go? Almost all NCAA revenue supports 90 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that award $2.9 billion in scholarships each year. The NCAA creates a pathway to opportunity for nearly 500,000 student athletes by prioritizing academics, well-being, and fairness. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
I came to the University of North Carolina at Pembroke for big school opportunities at a place that feels like home.
I came to UNCP for championship athletics.
I love our rich diversity and strong traditions.
And because UNCP is an NC Promise school, I'll graduate with a world-class education without a mountain of debt.
My professors know that I have big plans for my future, and they believe that I can get there from here.
At the half, it's 36-30. UNC Pembroke leading Barton College, number 21 Braves in that D2 side of poll. Receiving votes, as we said, in the NABC coaches poll. 5-1 on the year, and they have that 6-point lead at the break over the 5-4 Bulldogs, who have won 3 consecutive after losing in Pembroke 4 games back in non-conference play. These two sides have fought hard. Akia Pruitt, he's pacing the Braves with 13. On the other side, it's Jeff Gordon for Barton with 7 of his own. Who will emerge in half number 2? UNC Pembroke and Barton. We take a timeout. We'll come back with that second half action right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. #BraveNation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
Lumbee River Electric Membership Corporation belongs to the members it serves. That means their members have a say in how their co-op is run. And with members in charge, you can feel confident that the decisions made are in your best interest and the best interest of your community. Doesn't that sound good? Members know they can trust LREMC because it was created not to make profits, but to deliver on this promise, providing safe, reliable, and affordable electricity. 4 values are the foundation of LREMC's service to its members: innovation, commitment to community, accountability, and integrity. These values represent the cooperative difference and how their co-op earns the trust of members every day.
Attention Brave fans, alumni, and parents. Be sure to visit our official UNCP Braves Athletics online store at shopuncpbraves.com. The interactive website features more than 1,100 products, from exclusive sideline apparel to pet supplies and championship gear. Shop UNCPbraves.com today.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
We're about ready to go with the second half of action. 36-30, the number 21 UNCP Braves up at the half over the Barton College Bulldogs. Trevor Williams with you from inside Wilson Gymnasium in Wilson, North Carolina. Final non-conference test of this season for the UNCP Braves before they get into that PBC play. They'll dive in head first on Sunday. They've got to defend a slim halftime lead at 36-30. Could have been an 8-point lead for the Braves at the break. Remember, the last play right before the end of the first half, it was Michael Boykin in transition down to our right side. He missed a finger roll, collected his own miss. It didn't touch rim or any players, and then he put it back in. Ben Miller, the argument obviously right into the break was that should have been a traveling call. It was not, so the two sides meeting over to our left. Ron Levency and his guys talking in their huddle, and then to our right, Ben Miller and the Braves talking out heading towards half number 2. Kia Pruitt with 13 points in that first half. Jeff Gordon with 7 for Barton. We mentioned coming in that Gordon was the team's leading scorer at 14.2. Pruitt, not the Braves' leading scorer, but he's looked like it. 13.3 a game coming in. He already hit that mark in the first half of play. So Barton, the 5 on the floor for the Bulldogs. Be close to the same that started. The only difference is that Zach Grant gets the nod in half number 2, along with Bobby Stemborg. And then joining him, Jeff Gordon, Michael Boykin, and Isaiah Buck-Loman. So Matt Woods was swapped for Zach Grant here in the second half. Brandon Watts for the Braves, along with David Struther, Akia Pruitt, Tyrell Kirk, and Nigel Grant. Pruitt will shed the warm-up as he almost took the floor with that warm-up still on, throws it back to his own bench, and Barton starts with the basketball right to left over to our right side. They will now go to the left. Zach Grant stopped up near the wing, throws across floor to Boykin, goes right on back to Grant along the near side, in front of his own bench, tosses it up top to Gordon. Back through Grant, left wing, down to the baseline, Stemborg. Double team Braves in a 3-2 zone to start the second half. Pulling it out, Grant goes up top with Boykin, drives and kicks, left wing, Grant for 3, 7 on the shot clock, and he nails it. Zach Grant with 8 points. The junior from Richmond, Virginia for Barton makes it a 3-point game, 36-33 Braves. Opening 30 seconds of the second half. Tyrell Kirk from the right wing goes baseline to Akia Pruitt. He's doubled up, throws it back out to the wing with Kirk. Up top with David Struther, motions Kirk over for help. Comes to him just right of circle. Kirk looking down low, 20 seconds the shot clock gone. On the left wing, Watts with the basketball. Lots of standing and looking for the Braves. 7 left to shoot to the right wing. Kirk up top to Watts, straightaway 3, and he cans it. Brandon Watts, what a start to the second half. 12 points for the senior out of Wesley Chapel. 39-33 Braves back up by 6. First minute is gone in our second half of play. on the dribble to the left side. Gordon gets a handoff from Grant, gives it back to Stemborg, driving baseline, shot blocked by Pruitt. There's his second block shot. It gets into the hands of Watts along the near side, dribbles behind the back to control it. Kirk from the right wing into the right corner with David Strother, and he is all nails down to the corner for 3. Strother with 6 points, both of them triples, and the Braves by 9, their largest lead, 42-33. 8:32 to go in the ballgame. Driving right side, Boykin around Grant. Grant throwing his arms out as a whistle comes. It's a foul. Count the bucket for Boykin. Grant can't believe it. He didn't even put his hands up to contest the shot as he was beaten on the drive by Boykin. Grant's second personal, and a chance for a 3-point play. And Ben Miller, who was less than pleased at the end of the first half, continues to holler at the officials down to our left side after the last call. It certainly looked like Grant didn't do anything to warrant the whistle. Boykin with such speed to the rack, went flying to the floor, I think just by his own movement. But he makes the 3-point play, and it's 9 points for Boykin. 6-point Braves lead, 42-36. Left wing Brandon Watts with the basketball. 18:22 to go in the game. Pruitt spins at the free throw line, throws it to the near side to Kirk, works from the wing into the right elbow, misses a 2. Nigel Grant fighting for an offensive rebound, and he's fouled just above the left block. Tipped it in the air a couple times. Looks like it's going to go against Isaiah Buck-Loman. No, it'll go against Zach Grant. It's better news for Barton. It's the first personal for Grant. So Braves under the basket to our right side along the far side. With it is David Strother on the inbound. 18:13 to go. Up by 6, UNCP. Pruitt goes streamlining through the lane, out to the left wing, gets the inbound. Up top through Grant, over to Watts. Right a circle, back to Grant on the left side. They play back and forth. Down into the post in the right wing. Pruitt gets it from Kirk, tries to turn around and throw it off glass. He's double teamed and fouled. Shot never makes it much further than the rim, but it'll be 2 shots for Akia Pruitt at the free throw line. Akia is 1 of 1 so far this evening. The Braves 5 of 9 at the stripe in the first half. And they're looking to improve on that here in half number 2. Pruitt missing the first of the 2 tries. Came in 7 of 10 on the year, was up to 8 of 11 after making his first earlier. Now 8 of 12. He was the MVP of the PBC tournament last year. Akia Pruitt, team's leading rebounder, 9.7 a game. He's 0.3 rebounds away from averaging a double-double. Came in a 13.3 point per game score. He misses the second of the 2 free throws. Rough free throw shooting night for the Braves. Barton with the basketball down 6 after the first 2 minutes are gone here in the second half. Zach Grant on the dribble, right of circle, tries to hoist it up over Nigel Grant. Tough shot with a hand in his face, and it's made from 18 by Zach Grant. 10 points for the junior guard. Back to a 2-possession game, 42-38 Braves. Left wing, David Strother with it. Shot fakes. He's defended by Stemborg. The 6'5 junior forward a ways out from the basket, defending the shifty guard Strother. On the right wing, Tyrell Kirk with it. Goes back to Strother, left wing. Looking over Stemborg into the post for Grant. He's triple teamed. Still puts it up. Misses the shot. Stemborg with the rebound. Zach Grant gets the outlet far side. Bursts right to left. Tries to get around Kirk over towards the wing with Boykin. Up top through Stemborg to the near side wing with Gordon. Down into the corner with Grant. Back out to Gordon up top. Drives left side against Brandon Watts. Takes it strong all the way to the basket. And with the left hand able to finish for 2. Jeff Gordon has 9. Averages 14-2 a game. It's a 2-point ball game. 42-40. Braves on the wrong end of a 7-0 Barton run. 17 minutes left in the contest. Pruitt in the lane trying to get up a left-handed hook shot, and he's fouled by Isaiah Buck-Loman. Bounced it to the floor a couple times. Buck-Loman keeps both hands up in the air as he is trying to say that he was straight up. Now the officials are coming with a second whistle, and I think they are giving a warning to both Brandon Watts and Jeff Gordon, who were tied up after the play. Buck-Loman's second personal foul, 2 free throws for Akia Pruitt, who just missed a pair down to our right side a moment ago. 16:58 left in regulation, 42-40, UNCP leading Barton. And the free throw for Pruitt rattles out. He's now missed 3 straight at the line after making 1 on a 3-point play back on his first dunk of the first half. One of the 5 dunks for him in the first half of play. Barton takes off Bobby Stemborg and brings back in Blake Burdak. Second free throw for Pruitt, trying to stop the cold spell, and he misses again. That's 4 straight misses at the line for Akia Pruitt. The Braves are now 5 of 13. 42-40, they lead by 2. Barton on a drive, left side. Grant goes to the baseline, near side corner. It's a 3-pointer from Buck-Loman. Missed the 3, tapping it high into the sky was Burdak, but Pruitt comes down with it. Burdak hits the deck back first. Strother has the basketball. Burdak recovers, gets back down the floor. Strother stops, top of the lane, goes to Kirk, right wing. Pruitt fouled near the baseline as he's double-teamed immediately upon getting the basketball. Michael Boykin is whistled for the foul. For Boykin, that is his first. Be Jamal Bryant in for Brandon Watts. It's getting chippy, and 4 early fouls by Barton in the second half. They definitely want to take away Akia Pruitt. They've been doubling him every time he gets it on the baseline. Along the near side, Strother inbounds from that baseline, goes to the tall target, Pruitt on the right wing. Strother ends up getting it back from Jamal Bryant on a handoff. He brings it up high. 13 to shoot through the left wing with Kirk to the baseline. Nigel Grant rises up for 2 from 15. It was nearly gobbled up by the basket, but it rattled out, and the rebound for Burdak. Out to Grant it goes. Zach Grant had the pass tipped out towards Boykin, towards the far side, into the corner, rolls it towards the baseline, back up top with Gordon. Grant gets it on a handoff from Gordon, tries to work around a screen, fires a pass towards his bench. It's too high, evading the hands of Boykin, and into the friendlies for a turnover. Barton, we mentioned that team, it turns over a lot, just 5 in the first half, and they lead the Conference Carolinas in fewest turnovers a game. That was their 6th. David Strother with the basketball off to the right wing with Tyrell Kirk. Down towards the right block, Nigel Grant up against Burdak. He's fouled, finishes, and a chance for a 3-point play. Tough power move to the baseline for Nigel Grant, but he finished with the contact off of Blake Burdak, his second personal. And the free throw for Grant could give the Braves a 5-point lead. 15:58 left in this first half. The officials have struggled with the media timeouts. They missed one in the first half. This will be Grant's chance to finish a 3-point play. And if this free throw is good, it will be a 5-point lead, and it is for Nigel Grant. So 7 points for the redshirt senior from the Bronx. Braves going full court pressure right away on the inbound. They have 3 back defending Zach Grant. He finds a man up near the middle of the floor, and that's Burdak. Gives it off to Buck Lohman towards the baseline. Grant trying to adjust his shot. Buck Lohman threw it off the bottom of the stanchion and out of play, and the Braves will take the basketball. Buck Lohman heard the footsteps of Nigel Grant, and he threw it off the under part of the basket. So Pruitt inbounds to Strother, left, right in the front court. 15:42 to go in the second half. Braves by 5, 45-40. From the left wing, Bryant bounces it into the left corner with Grant. Throws it way high up top with Strother. Through the right wing with Tyrell Kirk. Down to the right block. Pruitt going up, and he's fouled by Burdak. See if he can earn some free throws and make them this time around. Burdak picking up his 3rd foul for Barton. Their crowd growing ever more frustrated with the officiating, but the Braves, they just have the game plan right now, going in, attacking that post, and Akia Pruitt, as physical as he is, giving those Barton posts trouble. Pruitt snaps a string of 4 consecutive misses at the free throw line, making his first of 2. 46-40 Braves. Barton brings back in Chris Cook, who's playing with 2 fouls, and Blake Burdak, the freshman from Melbourne, Australia, takes a seat. The second for Akia Pruitt is up, rolls off the right side of the iron and back off the front and in. 15 for Akia Pruitt, 47-40 Braves. They keep a 2-2-1 pressure on the full court. Buck Lohman breaking it right to left across the timeline. The forward stops, hands it off to a guard in Jeff Gordon. Tries to drive to his right side, pushes a right hand into Jamal Bryant. He's vying, asking for an offensive. Instead, he is called for a blocking foul. And that was close on Jeff Gordon. Put his right arm out. That's a point of emphasis. Officials will be watching that a lot more. And now there's a foul called a hold on the inbounds against Nigel Grant. So right away, the Braves called for 2 quick fouls, and that's 3 against Nigel Grant. 47-40 Braves lead. Far side to the baseline, over to our left. Barton has the inbound. Things will be stopped for the Braves to check in a man. That's Micah Kinsey. Still, under the 16-minute mark, the officials have not awarded a media timeout. Now, this is pretty crazy. Officials missing the media timeouts now twice in this game as it goes up to Jeff Gordon near the timeline. Drives to his left side, around Akia Pruitt towards the baseline. Pruitt slams it right back into the face of Gordon on a left-handed layup try. It's thrown the other direction to Nigel Grant towards the right block after Kirk got his hands on it. Grant can't corral the pass. It's thrown down on the floor, picked up by Gordon to Grant the other way. Pruitt nearly blocks another shot, but Grant gets around off glass for 2. Now it's stolen on the inbound by Grant, and he puts it right back up for 2. 14 for Zach Grant. He hopped the pass in from Pruitt, intended for Kirk, and that's a 4-point swing for Barton. 47-44, the Braves lead by 3. Off the right wing, Bryant goes to his left wing side to the baseline. Kinsey up and under, missed the lay-in. It's tapped out high to Kirk. He recontrols in the lane from 8 feet, missed it, follows his own miss, throws it off back iron, and in for 2. Tyrell Kirk with 5 points. 49-44 Braves. You blink and that tempo ramped up to 10 for both sides. Buck Lohman trying to spin towards the right block, turns around, offers it up high with Michael Boykin, drives on Micah Kinsey, and there's a foul called on the floor. Micah Kinsey picking up his second personal, and the officials now will give an under 16 media timeout with 14:18 to go in regulation. UNC Pembroke leading 49-44. It'll be basketball under the basket to our left for Barton when we come back right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Being a champion takes more than talent, more than the perfect pass, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the spirit to always push harder, the ability to overcome any hurdle, and the fire to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create. And the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Adidas is the official apparel sponsor for all 16 of UNC Pembroke varsity athletic teams. Adidas provides some of the most innovative products in the shoe and apparel industry and is one of the most recognizable brands worldwide. We thank Adidas for all its support in offering UNC Pembroke the best for its student athletes. Go Braves!
49-44, UNC Pembroke leading Barton College. 14:18 to go. Trevor Williams with you from inside Wilson Gymnasium in Wilson, North Carolina. The Bulldogs, a big 4-point swing a moment ago on a Zach Grant lay-in down to our left side. He stole the inbounds pass, put it right back on up. Grant has 14 to lead all Barton College scorers, and 9 of his 14 have come out of the gates here in the second half. He inbounds for Barton to our near side baseline over to our left. He's looking for the corner, wanted Boykin, couldn't throw it there, has to toss it into the backcourt for a new check-in for Barton and David Campbell. We have not seen the freshman tonight, but he's in to receive that. Wears 15 on his back, hands it off with Grant to the near side, comes into left corner. Boykin splashes a three right in front of Micah Kinsey. Michael Boykin with 12. Micah Kinsey a little late to rotate to it. 49-47. Braves leading by just 2. Their largest lead has been 9 here in the second half. Bryant trying to throw it down to Javion Hicks on the left block. He's sandwiched and fouled. Trying to jump the pass in front of Javion Hicks was Zach Grant along with Chris Cook, and Cook has whistled for the foul. It's his third. If it was on Grant, would have been his second. Head coach Ron Levency sarcastically applied the officials from his bench to his left side, and a free throw up and good by Javion Hicks. Levency, who's had a 30-year college coaching career, 22 at Barton, won a national title here in 2007. His guys played Winona State in 2006 and 2007. Got him the second time around. Second free throw missed by Hicks, nearly corralled on an offensive rebound by Micah Kinsey, but he couldn't reel it in. So Javion Hicks splits the pair at the line. He has his first point of the night, 50-47 Braves. Off the left wing towards the baseline, Boykin gives it to Buck Lohman, and he's fouled. That was Jamal Bryant with the blocking foul, his second personal. That is the 5th against the Braves in the half. 1 left to give before they're putting Barton into the bonus. Barton's already put the Braves into the single bonus. The inbound from Zach Grant towards the timeline, thrown up high. Campbell just able to catch it with 2 hands, then he travels upon coming down with it and shuffling the feet before he's able to get the dribble off. So the Braves will take the basketball in a 7th turnover for Barton. 8 turnovers by UNC Pembroke. The Braves shooting 43%, Barton shooting 44%. But it's the Braves by 3, 50-47 with 13 and a half minutes to go. Micah Kinsey has it right in a circle, looking down low towards the right block, stops at the free throw line on a drive, kicks it out left wing for Tyrell Kirk, misses a 3 on the front end of the iron. Javion Hicks trying to get to an offensive rebound, potted out into the hands of Zach Grant. Right to left, he comes with a head of steam towards the right wing with Boykin driving the lane. Pruitt wants to get a block, a whistle comes. Lots of bodies in the area, foul on the drive, and it was Micah Kinsey called with a hand in, his third personal. Braves out of fouls to give in terms of sending Barton towards the bonus. This won't matter, it's 2 shots for Michael Boykin. He had 6 in the first half, has already matched that in the second half of play. Both sides upping the intensity, a little more scoring out of the gates in half number 2. Boykin misses the first of the 2 free throws. Our halftime score was 36-30 UNC Pembroke over Barton. 50-47 now. The Braves did hold a 9-point lead in this second half, but Barton came right on back with a 7-0 run to slice it. And the second free throw for Boykin is good, so he splits the pair, has 13 points. 50-48, it's a 2-point game back in Jake Kakar for Isaiah Buck Lohman. Now Barton will also bring off Michael Boykin, and able to return for Boykin is Bobby Stenborg. So Braves have the basketball up by 2, nearing the 13-minute mark of regulation. Tyrell Kirk on a high screen, rolls off it towards the top of the lane, gives it to the right wing with Brandon Watts. Back up top to Nigel Grant, triggers a straightaway 3-ball, and he drains it off the back of the iron. Nigel Grant with 10 points. He's chipping on his way back down the floor to our left. The redshirt senior gets the Braves back to a 5-point advantage. On the left wing, Kakar gets a handoff, drives right down the center of the key, and able to finish up around Javion Hicks. Kakar's first points. The Braves the other direction, a little wild, and it's thrown away in the lane by Micah Kinsey. Popped up high, Barton transfers it back down to our left side, down to Stenborg in the paint, on the left block, misses a shot, tries to put back, that's not there, gets it on back from Cook, drives baseline, gets around one, tries to lay it in, and fouled by the Braves. A look of surprise on the face of Brandon Watts after the whistle. That is Watts' second personal, and 2 shots coming for Bobby Stenborg. When Micah Kinsey took it down to our right side on a quick counter for the Braves, he had a pop free by Jake Kakar, and that spilled it back down to our left for Barton. Now the 2 shots for Bobby Stenborg. The first good, he has 5. 53-51 the score. Barton could get it back to a 1-point game. Trying to make it 53-52, and Stenborg nothing but net on the second free throw. 6 points for the junior from Garner, North Carolina. Played a season-low 10 minutes last time out, but his 6 have been pivotal so far. A 1-point game. Tyrell Kirk running the point off to the left of circle. Goes to Watts on the left wing. Looking around for some help. He's stopped up. A 2-3 zone look from Barton. Goes back to the left wing with Watts. Up fakes a 3. Now wants to put it on the deck and drive. Leaves it off with Grant on the right block. Back out to Kirk on the right wing. 9 to shoot. Kirk pulls it back. Wants to reset the offense. Hands off with Watts. Left wing. Takes an NBA 3. Brandon Watts drains it from NBA range. 15 for the senior. And the Braves up by 4. Every time it's cut to a single possession game, UNCP has the answer. 56-52 Braves. Up top, Stenborg puts it down on the floor, spins around the lane, got away with a travel, threw it off glass for 2. Bobby Stenborg with 8 points. Made the last 2 for Barton, 56-54 UNCP. It was brewing to be a good one down the stretch with 11.5 to play. Kirk stopping on the right wing, up around a high screen from Javion Hicks, and Tyrell Kirk drains the shot from 15. 7 points for Kirk, 58-54 Braves. On the dribble, Zach Grant left his circle, now between the circles, pops it back up high with Campbell. It's left on the left wing for Kakar, back into Grant in the left corner, drives towards the elbow, kicks out. Kakar, his chance in NBA range 3 from just left of circle, not there, pulled back down, an offensive rebound by Chris Cook, and then popped out by Javion Hicks. A steal for Hicks into the hands of Kirk, the other direction, slices some defenders, goes up with a left hand off glass, missed the lay-in, and Stenborg the rebound. Nearly a pretty coast-to-coast finish for Kirk. Now Stenborg, his chance to try to go coast-to-coast. Does so with a runner in the lane and a right hand, and finished on the lay-in for Stenborg. 10 points for Stenborg as he's into double figures, and it's 3 double-figure scores for Barton. Back by 2, 58-56 Braves lead. Approaching the halfway mark of the second half. Hicks from the baseline, right block, got a feeder from Kirk on a bounce pass. Missed the shot. On the rebound, Watts trying to get to it, and he pokes through the ball into the face of Chris Cook. And that'll be another foul on Brandon Watts, his 3rd. So now Watts, Kinsey, and Grant all playing with 3 fouls, and that loose ball foul is going to result in free throws the other direction for Chris Cook. It'll give Barton a chance to tie this game up. 58-56, the Braves leading. Barton bringing back on Matt Woods as well as Michael Boykin. David Campbell takes his seat next to him, just up towards head coach Ron Levency is Zach Grant also getting a rest. The first of the 1-and-1 missed by Cook, but an offensive board pulled down by Kakar. Trailer, Stenborg puts it down into the lane on the right block for Cook, and he's able to lay it up for 2. Chris Cook ties it up at 58. 10:22 to go in the game. It's a brand new ball game. Down to the right block with Nigel Grant. He's fouled on a 2-point shot, and a chance from that block to convert it at the free throw line now for Nigel Grant. The foul against Jake Kakar, his first. So 2 free throws for Nigel Grant. Not been a pretty night at the free throw stripe for the Braves. 10 of 19, 52%. Barton not much better, 57% at 4 of 7. So the free throw for Nigel Grant is good. Wipes away a 1 for 3 start for him. He's now 2 of 4. Has 11 points, does Grant. Off the floor, Chris Cook after he tied the game of possession to go on the right block. In for Cook is Blake Burdack. 59-58, UNC Pembroke leading, 10:20 to go in the second half. 8 fouls to either side in the second half after neither side reached the bonus in the first half. Grant misses the second free throw. 11 points for Grant, a 1-point UNCP lead. With the basketball is Matt Woods, right to left up the floor, goes to the far side with Michael Boykin, looking for help up top, and he has Jake Kakar. Comes over to the left wing with Woods, pulls it back, dribbles off his right hip pocket. He's defended tightly by Micah Kinsey. Now dribbling to his right side, the Braves switch into a 2-3 zone defense. All alone down on the right block with no help is Blake Burdak. He lays in for 2, and Barton a 60-59 lead for Barton. That is its first lead tonight. 1-point advantage for the Bulldogs, 9:45 left to go. Kinsey off his right side towards the wing with Watts, defended and shaded by Woods. Watts brings it up top, goes to Grant, right wing to the baseline. Kinsey, feet on the line for 2. He's fouled as he launches the shot. And slow to get up for Barton after committing the foul was Jake Kakar, his second. He slammed hard into Micah Kinsey. There'll be 2 shots coming for the Braves. I think first they will give us a media timeout with 9:35 left to go. 60-59, Barton took its first lead just a moment ago on a lay-in for Blake Burdak. The number 21 Braves trying to respond at the free throw line with 2 shots coming for Micah Kinsey. After this, with 9:35 to go, that 60-59 deficit for UNCP here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Have you rewarded yourself lately? Now's your chance. Download #BraveNation, the free student rewards app for UNC Pembroke. Receive notifications about exclusive information within Brave Nation. Earn points for attending select Brave events. More points equal more rewards. Reward yourself today with #BraveNation. That's #BRAVE Nation. Available for free in the Google Play and App Store. #BraveNation. Get rewarded.
Across divisions, sports, championships, and schools for nearly 500,000 student athletes. College sports create lifelong opportunity, and that starts with education. We've raised the academic bar, so more are earning degrees, creating healthier campuses by working with the nation's brightest minds, and making sure more have the chance to succeed and are supported on their journey. But beyond the numbers, it's about opportunity, and we're working to provide it for every student athlete.
60-59, the deficit for UNC Pembroke. 2 shots at the line for Micah Kinsey with 9:35 to go in regulation. Trevor Williams with you in Wilson, North Carolina, as the UNCP Braves take on the Barton College Bulldogs. And the first free throw missed by Kinsey on a 2-shot foul. He was fouled in the corner on a shot attempt. Kinsey's second could draw us even at 60, and he does make that second. All of his points at the free throw line. 3 of 4 at the stripe, and it's 60 all with 9.5 minutes to go. Kinsey nearly poking it away in the backcourt. He tapped it off the foot of Matt Woods, and a turnover back to the Braves. Quick hands by Micah Kinsey, and he's able to get it right on back for UNCP. Woods in the center of the floor, top of the Braves' 3-point line, lost the handle on it, dribbled it off his right foot to the far sideline, out of play. Braves with the basketball near side right wing, Micah Kinsey. Dribbling patiently, looking and bounces it down to Javion Hicks. Adjusts his feet in the paint, and he's fouled by Burdak. Was on his way up for 2, and Blake Burdak picks up his 4th personal foul. Braves are in to the double bonus. 2 shots as well anyways on the shot for Javion Hicks. The sophomore from Cary has his only point at the free throw line so far tonight. He is now 2 of 3, making his first. Transfer from William Peace, 26 games last year, average 11.4 points and 4.3 rebounds per game to Javion Hicks. Trying to get it going for the Braves, and he does with 2 free throws to give UNCP a 62-60 lead. These teams played within 6 in their first meeting just a month ago in non-conference action. It's 62-60 UNCP with 9 minutes to play. A great game here in Barton. Last season, this road matchup for the Braves was decided by a single possession. It was Boykin with a breakaway steal and lay-in with 17 seconds to seal it for Barton. He had the basketball left wing, hands it back up to Gordon up top. Boykin from the left wing, a 3-ball, short irons, and Struther fights for the rebound up against the forwards. Goes the other way, coast to coast, leaves it with his fellow guard. Kinsey tries to adjust off glass from the right side, missed the shot. A rebound down to Isaiah Buck-Lohman, and he's fouled from behind by David Struther. That's going to allow Buck-Lohman to take free throws. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Isaiah Buck-Lohman. Second foul against David Struther. So the sophomore, who has 4 points, but none in the second half, Buck-Lohman at the free throw line for the first time tonight, where he is 17 of 24 on the season. 8:43 to go, 62-60. The UNC Pembroke lead over Barton. There, the first of the 1-and-1 hits a long iron by Buck Lohman, and it's corralled by Javion Hicks. Given back to Micah Kinsey. He's got his head up, dribbles between the legs, off the right wing back towards top of circle, goes to left wing. Brandon Watts sees an opportunity, shot fake and drive, baseline. He's fouled on his way up to the rack. 2 shots coming for Brandon Watts, and the foul against Isaiah Buck Lohman, his 3rd personal. Watts has 15 points tonight. We mentioned that so far this season, it's only been Nigel Grant to get to 20. Watts trying to get there for the first time this year. His first free throw makes it 16. Grant had scored 20 and 22. He has 11 so far tonight, joined by Pruitt and Watts in double figures. Pruitt has 15. Watts now with 16. Taking to seat Jeff Gordon, and the second free throw rattles out for Brandon Watts. So he is just 1 of 4 at the line tonight. 63-60 Braves. Zach Grant with the basketball the other way, right to left down the floor. Woods is checked back in for Gordon. Baseline drive for Stenborg. Tries to bounce it at the feet of Buck Lohman, and it's blocked by Pruitt on a left-handed hook shot. Up the floor for the Braves. Down to Strother. Baseline right block. Throws it off glass for 2. And David Strother and the Braves the answer the other way off of Pruitt's 4th block of the night. 65-60 Braves, back up by 5, and Zach Grant with the basketball off to his right side around the circle. Woods fires it back on over to Grant, and there's a technical foul given back to the UNC Pembroke bench as the ball circled around the perimeter to the near side. And the officials had heard enough, and we'll see who they gave it to. I don't think it was directed at Ben Miller. Maybe the UNC Pembroke bench picked up that technical. So now free throws for Michael Boykin. He makes the first. Ben Miller looking back at his bench and I think trying to talk to his assistant coaches about calming down just a little bit. 2 for Boykin, 15 points for Michael Boykin. 65-62 the Braves lead. To be fair, the officiating has been questionable, and you know, a lot of the foul call stuff I can't attest to, but things as simple as missing media timeout timings these officials have been tonight. You just can't have that. It's been frustrating for both sides at times. A straightaway 3 for Zach Grant off the reset. He has 17, and we're all tied at 65. Crowd coming alive here inside Wilson Gymnasium. A screen off the left wing and working around it, David Strother. Comes back to the near side right wing with Brandon Watts. A high screen set by Javion Hicks. Watts fires it to the left wing with Kinsey, driving towards the baseline, pulls it back out of the corner, bounces it at the feet of Akia Pruitt. In the lane, throws it back at the free throw line for Watts, spinning around like a top. Missed the shot. Pruitt trying to grab a rebound, knocks it down off the foot of Woods and out of play. 7:18 to go in the second half, 65-65. Kinsey will be inbounding the ball after it's out of play. The inbound for Kinsey out to Pruitt on the left wing. It's thrown around up top through Grant to just right of circle with Brandon Watts. Back out to Kinsey, down towards the baseline with Grant. Shoulders up a man towards the baseline, and he traveled before throwing it off glass, says the baseline official. So that'll turn it back over to Barton College. They have led once by 1, have the Barton Bulldogs. It's 65 all. That lead came just a couple minutes ago here in the second half. 7 minutes to play with the score tied. Zach Grant dribbling between the legs, shading a touch towards our near side to the left. Down towards the right side now. It goes over to Isaiah Buck Lohman. He drives towards the lane and he draws a foul against Nigel Grant. So that is, no, excuse me. They gave it to Brandon Watts. It would have been the 4th on Grant. Instead, it's the 4th on Watts. So free throws for Buck Lohman. And Tyrell Kirk will have to check in for the Braves in place of Brandon Watts. And the first free throw missed by Buck Lohman on a 2-shot foul. Both teams in the double bonus with 6:53 to play and the score tied at 65. So Tyrell Kirk in for Brandon Watts. He shakes his head as he walks back towards the bench, right past the near side official on the left wing, and the second free throw for Buck Lohman's good. So he's 1 of 3 at the line now, has 5 points in a 66-65 Barton lead. Braves with the basketball, right wing, David Strother on a screen from Pruitt. Kicks it back to Nigel Grant on the right wing, goes to the left side with Tyrell Kirk. Back out top with Strother. Looking inside, doesn't have Grant on the right block, goes to Micah Kinsey in the right wing. Kinsey splits 3 defenders, throws it back to Grant on the baseline, shot fakes, goes back to the right block, tries to kick it up top, and the officials call a travel on Grant down in the post. shuffled his feet. It would have been an open three for the Braves. They were trying to tee up David Strother. Instead, the turnover back to Barton. Back-to-back traveling possessions for the Braves, 66-65. Barton leads UNC Pembroke with 6:25 to go. Zach Grant out around some near side pressure. It comes back to Isaiah Buck Lohman off an open pass from Boykin, and Lohman hits his first three-pointer of the night. 8 points for Buck Lohman, and it'll be a full timeout called by Ben Miller right away, as it's the largest lead of the night for Barton at 4 at 69-65. Buck Lohman started 0 of 3 from three-point range, and he now hits his first this evening to draw it even. Well, not draw it even, but rather to put it to a 4-point lead for Barton. We'll take a timeout as well. 6:16 to play, 69-65. Barton leading UNC Pembroke here on the UNCP Sports Network.
Ever wondered why our sponsor, Lumberton Chevrolet Buick Cadillac GMC, has such a long name? One reason is the tremendous variety of cars and trucks they offer to meet every need. Great-looking Chevrolets, Buicks, Cadillacs, and even GMC SUVs and trucks. They have everything from budget vehicles to the top-of-the-line Cadillacs. So why would you shop anywhere else? Try their quick lube, and while your vehicle is being serviced, you can see for yourself. They are located next to Lumberton High School.
If I lose, I'll respond with respect.
If I win, I'll back it up with humility.
If I fail, I'll rise up with honor.
It's tough for us to put it all on the line.
Don't undo my hard work with poor sportsmanship.
Respect. It's the name of the game.
69-65, UNC Pembroke trailing Barton College with just over 6 minutes to go. Trevor Williams from Wilson, North Carolina at the home of the Bulldogs, Wilson Gymnasium. Off the left wing, Strother with the basketball. Gets down back from Kirk, goes to the left wing side with Micah Kinsey, and Micah Kinsey drops in a three for the Braves out of the timeout. 6 points for Kinsey. His first points not from the free throw line. It's a 1-point game at 69-68. Braves only back 1. Grant angles around a high screen from Buck. Lohman made the 4-point lead. It's a backdoor pass down to the baseline for Boykin, and he beats Strother, able to lay it in for 2. Michael Boykin with 17 for Barton. 71-68 Bulldogs. Braves with the basketball to our right side. A handoff with Strother on the left wing. Gets it back from Pruitt. 15 left on the shot clock. Around to the right wing with Kirk. Inside out with Pruitt. Back to the wing with Kirk. Over to the far side left corner with Kinsey. Tried to drive, pulled it back around Stoneman. Now he sees the chance to bounce it at the feet of Grant. Goes back up, just right of circle for a three-pointer from Strother, and he can't drop that in. A rebound for Matt Woods. Along the near side, Zach Grant with the basketball. Dribbles off his left hand, switches to the right, drives right of circle, hands off with Boykin just to the right of the lane. Throws it inside to Isaiah Buck Lohman, and a foul against Zakiya Pruitt. Be called for a hold before Buck Lohman was able to throw up a shot, but it will be a 2-shot penalty with both teams in the double bonus. Zakiya Pruitt with his second foul. It's already a 3-point lead for Barton with 5:02 to play. 71-68 the score, and 2 free throws for Isaiah Buck Lohman. He is 1 of 3 tonight at the charity stripe, and he makes the first of the 2 shots. 9 points for Buck Lohman. We got Barton here, who's leading the Conference Carolinas with a 3-0 conference record, a 3-game winning streak, 5-4 on the year. The Braves 5-1, their only loss at Wingate. Trying to avoid another road setback, and both free throws good for Buck Lohman. 10 points for the forward. It's a 5-point Barton lead. It's 73-68. Braves with the basketball. Left wing, Tyrell Kirk around to David Strother to the near side. Crossover, dribble back up top to Kirk. Drives the lane, a runner from 8 feet. Not there. Kirk tries to follow. Buck Lohman has the rebound. Turns it the other way for Barton. On the right wing, stopping with it, Boykin throws it way up high near the timeline to Zach Grant. Sees a chance to drive towards the top of circle. Hands off with Boykin. Picked by Kinsey. He's all alone, left to right, down the floor. Trying to cover the space late was Stenborg, and Kinsey adjusts in air, lays it in with a left hand for 2. 8 points for Micah Kinsey on the pickpocket layup the other direction. 73-70, the Braves trail by 3. Just over 4 to go. Kinsey defending Zach Grant. To the near side, Boykin off the left wing, heading towards the baseline with Buck Lohman. Pruitt trying to seal him off under the basket. Buck Lohman throws it free to the corner towards Grant. He loses it off his right hand and out the end line. Back to the Braves it goes. Everybody back to their feet and towards the benches. This heads with 4:14 left in this ballgame. 73-70, Barton leads UNC Pembroke will take a timeout as these teams do too, right here on the UNCP Sports Network.
When UNC Pembroke athletes train and compete, Scotland Healthcare System will be a part of the team as the official healthcare provider for UNCP athletics. Led by Ortho Carolina Scotland orthopedic physician Dr. Richard Alexander, their specialist will cover every football and men's basketball game. From practice drills to kickoff and tip-off, Scotland's medical experts will oversee training staff operations. It's one more way Scotland Healthcare is keeping its commitment to be there for the region, delivering closer care that's better by far.
The PBC is commitment.
The PBC is community.
The PBC is competition.
The PBC is character. We are the PBC.
Four minutes and 13 seconds to go, 73-70. The Braves trailing Barton College. They have the basketball. Trevor Williams with you from inside Wilson Gymnasium on the campus of Barton. The left wing, Micah Kinsey with the basketball. Fakes inside, now does toss it down low to Nigel Grant. Tries to get around. Blake Burdak wanted a foul, missed it from down below the block. No whistle came. It's back to Barton. Right to left they go. Zach Grant tries to dribble behind the back, right off of David Struther, back into the hands of Grant. Pulls it back out at the right wing. Has it on his left hand. Pulling it back. Chased by Struther all the way towards the timeline. Now driving to his left side. Around a screen from Stenborg. It goes back up top to Stenborg. Dribbles behind the back. In the lane. Big shot blocked by Nigel Grant. He's got numbers the other way. 3-on-2. Throws it off the paws of Pruitt to his left side. It's out the far sideline. Back to Barton it goes. Huge block by Nigel Grant around the spin move for Bobby Stenborg in the lane, but the Braves tossed it out of play to give up that transition opportunity. Jake Kakar will be off the floor. Back on for Barton is Jeff Gordon. So they have Gordon, Grant, Boykin, Stenborg, and then Burdak. They're five on the floor. The Braves with Kinsey, Watts, Struther, Pruitt, and Grant. 3:27 to go, three-point ball game. Barton leads and has the basketball. Off the right wing on that 73-70 advantage is Grant. Stops on the right wing. Throws it up over Nigel Grant. It rattled in and out. There's a hold under the basket on the rebound, and it was Bobby Stenborg holding on to Akia Pruitt. So free throws coming the other way for the Braves. Now they called the foul against Blake Burdak. Excuse me, that's his fifth, and he is out. So he is fouled out, Blake Burdak. I thought for sure it was going to go against Bobby Stenborg. He had the hold of Akia Pruitt, but they said that Burdak fouled Micah Kinsey. So Kinsey, who is 3 of 4 at the free throw line, now gets to take shots instead of Pruitt, who is 3 of 7. Kinsey has 2 at the line with the Braves trailing by 3. And the first for Micah Kinsey hits front iron, no good. Kinsey struggling as a guard at the line. 3 of 5 this year, and that makes him 13 of 20 to start the season. 3 of 5 tonight, I should say, for the 13 of 20 mark on the year. And the second free throw rolls front of the iron and then finds its way home. 9 points for Kinsey, 73-71. It's a 2-point game. Braves going full court press, man-to-man along the near side. It's broken with Bobby Stenborg. Tries to drive all the way to the basket around Nigel Grant. Nigel Grant blocks a shot at the left block, blocks a second shot, taps it high into the air. Watts trying to get to a rebound. There's a whistle and a hold on the floor, and it's going to go against Brandon Watts. That's going to foul him out of the game. And Watts comes marching back to the bench. So Watts is 5th. He's trying to plead with the officials. He was tied up with Jeff Gordon. So Watts out of the ballgame for the Braves, and Jeff Gordon with 2 free throws. And a 73-71 Barton lead. Barton shooting 64%, 9 of 14 at the line. The Braves 16 of 29, 55%. They are going to look at that free throw shooting margin if this goes the wrong direction for them tonight. 10 points for Jeff Gordon as he makes his first free throw. 74-71 Barton leading. 3:08 left to go, and the second for Gordon is also good. He's into double figures with 11. That is 5 double-figure scores for Barton. Boykin, Grant, Stenborg, Gordon, and Buck Lohman. David Struther with the basketball. No more Brandon Watts for the Braves after he fouled out. Grant driving the lane towards the right wing, had it tipped, recollects it, goes down towards the right block, tries to body up a defender, missed his shot, fouled Stenborg trying to grab an offensive rebound, and Bobby Stenborg will march down to our left to shoot free throws. Against Nigel Grant, that becomes his third personal foul. So 75-71 and 2 free throws for Bobby Stenborg. Braves, after the third for Nigel Grant, he's the next in foul trouble. Stenborg makes his first of 2 at the line. He has 11. 76-71 Barton, and the next free throw also good for Stenborg. 12 points for the forward. 6-point lead for Barton. That's their largest of the game with 2:52 to play. Braves finished the first meeting between these two teams earlier this year on a 6-0 run. They need that now. Kinsey with it on the left wing, goes back up top to Struther, receives a high screen from Pruitt, triggers a 3 from straight away, and David Struther splash on the triple. 11 points for the freshman. One possession game, 77-74. Braves not going away. Crossover dribble to beat Micah Kinsey along the far side for Zach Grant. Up at the top, he goes to left wing with Jeff Gordon. Braves led by 6 at the half. They now trail by 3. A try for a handoff up top. Kinsey takes it away. A drive and a spin for Stenborg in the lane. Makes the shot. Fouled by Grant. Hits the deck back first. And a chance for a 3-point play. He went spinning across the lane. Stenborg seemingly about to be out of control. He has 14 now. And a chance to make it a 6-point lead again for Barton. That would be quite the 3-point play answer. And a ton of emotion as he got back up with his teammates there to meet him. Out at the right wing by the time he was done somersaulting through the make and foul. The foul against Grant, his 4th. The Braves already lost Brandon Watts, who fouled out with 16 points in this game. 79-74 Barton with 2:18 to go, and the free throw good for Bobby Stenborg. Give him 15 now. Back to that 6-point lead for Barton. Tyrell Kirk with the basketball right of circle. He pulls up for a straightaway 3. Left iron not there, and Stenborg with a rebound. Stenborg playing really tough now, has 15 points and 5 rebounds. Zach Grant up the floor with the basketball right to left. This is the largest lead for Barton. They have a chance to stretch it with under 2 to play. 80-74. Boykin up top, throws it down low to Isaiah Buck Lohman, and he beats the backdoor pressure. 12 points for Buck Lohman, 8 in the second half. 82-74 Barton. Braves have to go quickly. Struther just right of circle. Got it on back from Micah Kinsey. Drains a 3 and a quick timeout taken by Ben Miller. 14 points for David Struther after his triple, and the Braves will look to reset it. They have called just a 30-second timeout, so they will stay standing. So both sides will keep it right here. 82-77 with 1:41 left to go after the triple by David Struther. Chance for the Braves to play this out defensively on this next possession. Both teams in the double bonus. The possession arrow does favor UNC Pembroke. The Braves do have a timeout left, as does Barton. So both sides have the freedom to call timeouts late down the stretch in this game. There should be 2 timeouts left for both sides if we've counted that correctly. Inside here of Wilson Gymnasium, there is no timeout indication on the scoreboard. But it will be Barton basketball, you bet. Maybe some full court pressure from the Braves. No, they'll just set it on back with 5 back defensively. Pruitt, Struther, Kinsey, Grant, and Kirk on the floor for the Braves. Brandon Watts is fouled out. Nigel Grant is playing with 4 fouls. Watch out for that. Barton has Grant with the basketball. He's joined by Gordon, Boykin, Stenborg, and then Buck Lohman. A drive to the right side for Grant. Throws it into Buck Lohman for a moment. Back out top. It goes through Stenborg and now out to the left wing extended with Grant. Pulls it way back near the timeline. Heels almost pressed at the half-court marking. Throws to the left corner with Gordon. Bounce down into Stenborg. Tries to work baseline around Nigel Grant. Faked in. Back to the baseline. Laid it in with the left-handed Stenborg. 17 points for him. 84-77 Barton. A drive by Struther to the right block. Gets 2 men in the air. Turns around. Fadeaway jumper. Rolls it off front end of the iron for 2. And the Braves will take another quick timeout after the make by David Struther. 16 points for David Struther. He's had the last 2 answers on a 3 and now a fadeaway 2 from 8 feet out. 84-79, a 5-point deficit. This time it'll be a full timeout. The Braves will have a chance to sit and talk about it, as will Barton. Neither side has a player with a double-double. In rebounding totals, Blake Burdak leads all with 9, but Burdak has fouled out as well on the Barton side with 5. He had 6 points. 5 in double figures for Barton, 17 each for Michael Boynton, Zach Grant, and Bobby Stenborg. Then 12 for Isaiah Buck-Lohman, 11 for Jeff Gordon. For the Braves, also 5 in double figures. Brandon Watts, David Struther with 16 each. Watts has fouled out. Akia Pruitt with 15. Then Micah Kinsey, Nigel Grant each have 10. So the Braves will reset defensively. Barton has the basketball under the UNCP basket. They will go length of the floor. 1 minute, 8 seconds left, and a 5-point lead for Barton at 84-79. Ben Miller talking to his 5 right now. Pruitt, Kurt, Struther, and it's going to be Javion Hicks and Micah Kinsey about what he wants to set up in this spot. It's Gordon, Grant, Boykin, Buck-Lohman, and Stenborg on the floor for Barton. Buck-Lohman and Stenborg near the half-court stripe. The guards up forward. Gordon inbounding down to our right side on the baseline. Looks in for Grant and gets it there. Kurt comes back to help cover. Kinsey tries to take it away in the backcourt. Knocked it at the feet of Grant. He throws it down to Boykin. Boykin has 2-on-1 the other way. Slices the lane, pulls it back out the left wing after the Braves recovered and got 2 back defensively. Now around is Grant in the lane. Stopped his step. In the lane. Throws it up from 4. Nobody there to cover for the Braves, and it's good for Grant. 19 for him. 86-79. Back to a 7-point Barton lead. Struther gets a high pick, pulls it back straight away. Looking for some help left to circle. He'll launch another 3, and David Struther can't miss right now. Up to 19. Cuts it back to 4 once again. 86-82 in the backcourt. Gordon trying to run the floor. Throws out to the far side with Grant. Sees a chance to drive. Struther covers towards the baseline. Mixes it up. Boykin gets it back up top. Drives baseline. Slings it near side corner. Buck-Lohman back out top with Stenborg. 15 seconds separating game and shot clock. Stenborg has it back near the timeline. He's fouled by the Braves with 28 and 8/10 seconds left. So they will turn this into a free throw shooting game. With Bobby Stenborg at the line, has not missed a free throw tonight, 5 of 5. No Barton rebounders on the blocks. 2 shots here for Stenborg with his guys up by 4 at 86-82. Stenborg has 17. He's had a big second half, and he misses badly on the first. Off front iron, barely got it there. 13 of his 17 in the second half. He had a big 3-point play a couple moments ago, and he misses on the second. Chance for the Braves to cash this in. 25 seconds, down 4 with the basketball towards the right wing. Kinsey goes on the drive, throws it back out left wing. Struther, does he have another? Hits front of the iron. No, and it's pulled in by Buck-Lohman on a rebound. That's a big one for Barton. Fouled under the basket by Javion Hicks, his second, and 2 free throws coming for Isaiah Buck-Lohman. 17 seconds even, and it's 86-82, Barton leading. A chance to avenge the 94-88 loss nearly a month ago to UNCP in Pembroke. Last year, Barton won by a single possession here at home, and the free throw for Buck-Lohman is good. He was 3 of 5 tonight, now 4 of 6, has 13 points, and makes it a 5-point lead for Barton. Just 17 seconds for the Braves. They've got to be quick regardless in this spot, and the next free throw for Buck-Lohman is also good. 14 for him. Braves inbound to Tyrell Kirk. He'll race near side into the front court. Knows he's got to drop something quick for the Braves. Kicks it right wing for Kinsey. Airballs a 3, too long towards the back end of the iron. It's hauled in on a rebound by Jeff Gordon. He's fouled by David Struther, and that's likely to do it tonight in Wilson, North Carolina. 9 and 5/10 seconds left. He's making the slow stroll from right to left is Jeff Gordon to shoot 2 shots. 88-82, Barton leading. Both teams in the double bonus, 9 and 5/10 in the 2 shots for Gordon. Gordon has the 11 points and is 2 of 2 at the stripe tonight, misses the first of 2 shots. Ron Levenseat upset after the missed free throw. Head coach clapping in frustration. 16 of 24, Barton still below 70%. And the second made by Gordon. 12 points for him now, 88-82. Braves rolling quickly. Struther pulls up straight away, NBA range 3, and he got it with 4 and 7/10. Barton trying to end board, and they do to Stenborg. Braves trying to get a foul. The officials won't give it to him. Near the timeline, Buck-Lohman able to dribble it out across the timeline, and that, in a very weird ending, will do it tonight in Wilson, North Carolina. It ends up 89-85 on the scoreboard. We'll see it. It was a 3 for David Struther just a moment ago. Yes, it was. 89-85, and that does it as the final. In a wild finish tonight in Wilson, but Barton able to avenge the 6-point loss earlier this year, 94-88 to UNCP, and they come back and win one this evening, 89-85 over the Braves. Making 4 straight wins for Barton College as they're 3-0 in Conference Carolina's play, now 6-4, and they've won 4 consecutive since that loss back in Pembroke about a month ago. For the Braves, their second loss on the year, second time they have fallen on the road, a perfect 4-0 at home, but now 1-2 away from Lumbee Guarantee Bank Court. We'll take a timeout. We come back. We'll talk about all the totals and get you into the postgame show right after this here on the UNCP Sports Network.
So where does the money go? Almost all NCAA revenue supports 90 championships and more than 1,100 member schools that award $2.9 billion in scholarships each year. The NCAA creates a pathway to opportunity for nearly 500,000 student athletes by prioritizing academics, well-being, and fairness. Bottom line, we put our money where our mission is.
I came to the University of North Carolina at Pembroke for big school opportunities at a place that feels like home.
I came to UNCP for championship athletics.
I love our rich diversity and strong traditions.
And because UNCP is an NC Promise school, I'll graduate with a world-class education without a mountain of debt.
My professors know that I have big plans for my future, and they believe that I can get there from here.
(89-85) the final tonight. Barton takes down number 21 UNCP in that D2 sign-up poll. The Braves' 21st team in the country. They're receiving votes in the NABC coaches poll, and they might be right on their way back out of receiving votes into next week after falling to 5-2 tonight with the 4-point loss. Barton College improves to 6-4. Their perfect 3-0 in Conference Carolina's play, and that was the momentum they wanted heading into some more conference matchups. The Braves are now done with non-conference action at the 5-2 mark. They're 1-0 in the Peach Belt after beating Young Harris back on December the 2nd. They'll be into Peach Belt play against Columbus State on Sunday, as that will be a rematch of last year's PBC Tournament Championship game. The Braves were able to win 89-77 in that PBC Championship game a year ago over Columbus State. So they will try to match that. Barton's going to go on to play at Tusculum on Tuesday. Tusculum's 3-7 and 1-3 in Conference Carolina's play, or excuse me, in the SAC play. In Conference Carolina's, yes, and they play Wingate Saturday. Barton has not yet won on the road this year, but they're certainly cooking at the right time. Now 4 consecutive wins for the Bulldogs. Take a look at the final totals tonight in the 89-85 final. David Struther ends up with 22 points. That's the first time this season the Braves have had somebody not named Nigel Grant into the 20-plus point scoring category. Struther seemingly couldn't almost miss late. He hit another triple near the end to tighten it up at 89-85, but that was all the Braves could get. It was 16 for Brandon Watts, who fouled out in the game with 3 rebounds, 15 for Akia Pruitt and 7 boards, 10-6 for Micah Kinsey, and 10-5 for Nigel Grant, with 7 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists for Tyrell Kirk. A beautiful game of 6 assists, a career high for Tyrell Kirk. 3 points, 4 rebounds for Javion Hicks, 2 points and 2 rebounds for Jamal Bryant. And on the other side for Barton, 19 points for Zach Grant, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 17 each for Michael Boykin. Bobby Stenborg. Stenborg was huge in the second half, 14 of his 17 in that second half of play. He had 6 rebounds as well. 14-5 for Isaiah Buck-Lohman and 12-4 for Jeff Gordon. Then it was a 9-rebound performance along with 6 points for Blake Burdak, who also fouled out later down the stretch in that second half. 2 points each for Jake Kakar and Chris Cook, and then zeros for Matt Woods and David Campbell, though they provided some quality minutes trying to spell a couple of those guards in a very wild second half for Barton, in which they outscored the Braves 59-49. The Braves led 36-30 at the half. Remember, they led by 18 the first time these two teams met at the half, and Barton was able to whittle it down, but only got as close as the single possession before the Braves put on the late run to make it a 94-88 win. Tonight, not like that. The Braves almost had the runs that they needed in this contest. At one point, the Braves got their lead up to 9, but then Barton used a 7-0 run in the early third of the second half to cut it right back down to a single possession game. They kept it there until they could take the lead for good. Bulldogs ended up shooting 50.8%, 33-65 from the floor. The Braves were 29-65. That was 44.6%. And boy, they gave away a lot at the free throw line. 13 misses, 16 of 29. That was 55%. Barton only made 17 free throws on 25 tries. That was 68%. Neither side shot it well from the charity stripe. Braves went 11 of 26 from 3 for 42%, much better than their season average. Barton 6 of 16 for 37.5%, but still enough to get it done late. Both sides turned it over 12 times. The Braves had 2 more points off those turnovers with 15. Barton won the rebounding battle at 41-37. You bet that is a thorn in the side for UNCP. It's a Braves team that has out-rebounded its opposition in 81 of the last 102 games every time this year, except for the 2 times that they have played Barton. And now, in 2 losses on the road, 1 and 2, the Braves really struggling away from home, and that's going to be something to look at. The rebounding totals and the free throw totals tonight. That's points that maybe they gave away second chance opportunities. You talk about those second chance points, 6 more for Barton than UNCP had at 14-8. The bench for Barton was far more active, 29-15. Fouls about even, steals about even, 6-5 in favor of Barton. The Braves way outblocked it, 9 blocks to 1. Assists were dead even, but again, that rebounding was enough for Barton, coupled with some big shooting down the stretch and some key plays from the forwards in Isaiah Buck-Lohman and Bobby Stenborg to help carry it to the finish. Both teams with 5 in double figures. It was a track meet, but 89-85, Barton College took it tonight over number 21 UNC Pembroke. Again, the Braves are back at it on Sunday. Men's women's doubleheader against Columbus State in Peach Belt Conference play, and then on Tuesday as well to wrap up that PBC schedule before the Christmas break. That's before everybody be back in action at North Georgia on December the 30th. And then for Barton College, they next take on Tusculum on Tuesday. That'll be a road game for Barton. They have not won on the road yet this year. 0-2, now 4-2 at home, but they take a 4-game winning streak with them to take on Tusculum. 6-4 Barton, 5-2 UNCP after tonight's 89-85 final in favor of the Bulldogs. For our entire UNCP Sports Network team, glad you could join us tonight from Wilson, North Carolina. And again, that final 89-85 Barton over UNCP. This is Trevor Williams wishing you good night here on the UNCP Sports Network.